Man, what's going on? What's going on, world, man? Checking in, coming at y'all, with a video for today. For this video, man, I got to talk about, this Sidney Starr situation. You know what I'm saying? We got to get a man perspective from this situation. You know what I'm saying? So I chose, to come and speak on, what's going on with Sidney Starr. So for those of y'all who don't know, Sidney Starr, she was arrested because, she basically, had sexual intercourse, Well, she basically, had some sexual interactions with a 13-year-old boy. You feel me? And Sidney Starr, she was arrested, Well, let me just break down to y'all what happened. So Sidney Starr was at a hotel. The boy who is the victim, and I guess his mother and his other siblings, they was at the hotel also. And some type of way, Sidney Starr, she met with the boy. But yeah, some type of way, Sidney Starr, she met with the boy, at the bar, and they talked, and Sidney Starr got the boy, to come to her room. You feel me? And people saying a whole lot of stuff about how that happened. You know what I'm saying? People, let me say this, man. Like, so Sidney Starr got the boy, to come up to her room. Sidney Starr, admitted to, performing oral sex on the boy, but she say that's all that happened. But they found, condoms, on her during the time of arrest. Now I'm gonna say this right here, right? First of all, I want to speak on, who's to blame for this situation that happened. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna say this, man. The parents are to blame, and Sidney Starr is to blame. Like, the child is always the victim in any situation. We talking about kids, with undeveloped brains. So Sidney Starr is is to blame, and that boy parent is to blame. First of all, I want to speak on the parent, right? First of all, I want to speak on the parent, because a whole lot of people saying, how they gonna blame the parent. I'm gonna tell you how you gonna blame the parent. You know what I'm saying? This is why, a whole lot of y'all single mothers, this is why y'all kids become victims. First of all, y'all kids become victims because y'all not protectors. So y'all brain don't function in a protection way. You feel me? See, one thing about a man is always surveilling. You know what I'm saying? A man always trying to stay on point and see what's going on around them. You know what I'm saying? A man gets so good at, recognizing how danger look, that they can, sense a bad situation before it even happened. You know what I'm saying? Men have to study certain things. Like we have to study people. You know what I'm saying? We got to know how certain threats look. You feel me? Without them even showcasing that they're a threat. You see what I'm saying? And a man, men, we know not to let our kids out of our eyesight. You know what I'm saying? When we in places and we going on vacation and stuff. know what I'm saying? We already know not to let our kid out our eyesight, because you always got to think protected. You know what I'm saying? But I notice, like, women, like, y'all don't have a problem with, you know what I'm saying, letting y'all kids out y'all eyesight. You know what I'm saying? Y'all will send y'all kids, you know, y'all little kids to the door. You know what I'm saying? When, you know, strangers knock at the door, whether it's a business person or whatever, you don't send your kids to the door to answer the door. You know what I'm saying? I noticed that. I noticed y'all are just send y'all kids out to do stuff by themselves. Like, y'all just act like y'all don't care. Like, y'all don't have no type of protective bone in y'all body. No type of protective mindset. And this is why stuff happen to y'all kids. You feel what I'm saying? Like, a father, a good father, only thing you got to worry about, you know what I'm saying, is a man, a good father, is him doing something to his own kids. Like, if you got one of them fathers and he ain't a creep like that, then I'm telling you, man, you're going to be well protected. But, like, this is why stuff happen to women kids, man, because, you know, women just, they so nonchalant and, you know, they don't think about what could happen. You see what I'm saying? So, the mother of that kid, she was wrong. Some people say, you know, Sidney Starr was able to meet the kid just because the mom sent the kid to the vending machine or something. You know, she was wrong for doing that. Like, when you're on vacation, when you're moving around this world, you can't let your kids out your eyesight. Because we already know, man, you know, it's evil out here. It's danger out here. You feel me? And the first time they pray, they gonna pray. You see what I'm saying? So, the mom was definitely wrong for, you know what I'm saying? She definitely wrong. She definitely to blame in this situation. Now let's get into Sidney Starr, man. Sidney Starr, you know, being 40, he definitely prayed on this kid. I'm not even gonna say she, and I ain't gonna be apologetic about it neither. Like, you know, a whole lot of people, when they talk about certain situations, they always got to throw in they don't got no problem with certain type. Listen, man, I got a problem with certain type of people. I got a problem with certain type of people. You feel me? I got a problem with people like Sidney Starr. For real, I got a problem with Sidney Starr. And this is the problem I got with Sidney Starr, homie, because she preyed on that kid. You know what I'm saying? Even if that kid told him he was 18, that kid did not know that was a man. That's where the whole problem came in at. You know what I'm saying? That kid did not know that Sidney Starr was a man. You feel me? And that's why I think people like Sidney Starr is for sure demonic. You know what I'm saying? Because she preyed on that kid, she tricked that kid, and she tried to turn that kid out. You know what I'm saying? She preyed on that kid. She started off giving that kid oral sex that was going to lead to her turning that kid out, because that kid did not know that she was a man. Period. So that's the problem. So, man, we got to start calling a spade, man. You know, we got to stop being so nice, stop being so whatever, and we got to start calling a spade. You know what I'm saying? And maybe things like this will start happening. But I'm going to give Sidney Starr the benefit of the doubt. You feel me? Because I know Sidney Starr probably was once the victim also. Hell, Sidney Starr probably growed up in a single-parent household too. You know what I'm saying? And she once was a victim also. He once was a victim also. And, you know, the same way, same thing that he tried to do to that kid, the same thing that somebody tried to do to him. You know, and, you know, his mom wasn't there to protect him. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, we just got to start calling stuff what it is, man. But, yeah, that's my take on the situation. You know, man, Sidney Starr was wrong. That boy parent, his mother was for sure wrong. And yeah, man, that's my take on it. Y'all tap in and tell me what y'all think. Like, share, subscribe to your comment. I'll see y'all got in that video. Yo.